What up, my peeps? How's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about how to get to level 80 as fast as possible. I've seen this question placed on Reddit, on Facebook, so I thought I would address it with my personal take on it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. So, first off, I think it's worth mentioning that every race has their own starting positions. So, if you're an Azura, you're gonna spawn in Metrica Province, so right here, but your main city is over here, Radasam. The Sylvari will spawn near the Grove, right here, in Caledon Forest. The humans will spawn near Divinity's Reach, so in Queensdale. The Norns will spawn in Wayfarer Foothills, right here. That's next to Holbrook, their main city. And the Char will spawn here in the Plains of Ashford, next to the Black Citadel. So each race has some areas dedicated for leveling up to 25. So if you're bored or if you're repeating a character, yeah, feel free to choose a different area. You're not restricted by any means to that. Now, if you have bought the base game, or if you bought an expansion, something like that, you'll probably see that you have the starting waypoints already unlocked for every starting position. If you're a free-to-play account, don't worry. Once you get to level 10, you are able to enter the main city of your race, which then will give you access to Lion's Arch, and then from there you can pick up another portal and take you to a specific other city, and then work your way from there. So that's a nice little trick in case you want to try a new region and whether you want to do something different. So there you go. If you've done all the yellow hearts in one region, for example, you might want to do another region before you go on, so on and so forth. So that's worth noting right there. On top of that, the best way to do this, to level up, is probably doing yellow hearts. When I say that, obviously I don't mean you have to do every single yellow heart. No, that's not the point. The point is, yellow hearts will lead you towards the areas of your own level. So say you're starting at the Grove, you're going to probably start in this yellow heart right here, level 2, and if you go up to this yellow heart right here, level 6, it's going to be a bit hard for you to do. So you'll just follow the correct yellow hearts. So say number 3 over here, level 2 over here, level 3, so on and so forth. So the yellow hearts will guide you to what region you should be playing in, and the region itself will also be guiding you to what level you should be to be able to do that region. So if you stick to that, I think you're going to be having a good time. And yeah, I don't mean specifically do every single yellow heart, because that's not the most efficient way to progress or your leveling. But if you see a yellow heart around you, feel free to do it, especially if you're doing an event that already triggers part of it. Then just be efficient. Do both at the same time, or yeah, whatever you feel. So in that case, as you're going through yellow hearts, you're going to probably notice some events around you, or even when you're like finding points of interest, those also give you quite a nice amount of XP, and so do the waypoints, so feel free to go and pick those up. And they're actually quite easy to get, whereas the viewpoints, a lot of them will occupy more time than the XP is worth. So just keep an eye on that, because there is quite a difference there. So the best way really is to make it the most efficient you can, so waste as little time while gaining XP. So that's why I say while you're walking about, the yellow hearts are really good to get you, where you need to be, to give you an idea where you should be playing. And then from there on, just pick up events around there and just do them. As well as picking up these points of interest will give you some easy XP right there that you just need to pass through that area and do them. So when I say that in Caledon Forest, obviously I mean it everywhere in the world, but you get my drift. In terms of events, you can always check out the Wiki, because they have a nice page for event timers. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description down below. But in any case, this is a very useful page, because it gives you not only the world bosses and where they're at, so you can just click on, for example, the Great Jungle Worm and see where it's where its location is and just go there whenever the timer is up. You could even, if you already have all of the map explored, which is probably not the case if you're evolving from level 1 to 80, but you could just jump and just do world event after world event, which is always really epic. So that's always a cool one. In any case, it also gives you some more details for late game, which is probably not what you want, but in any case, they'll help you out in the future. So this is a really useful page to check out, and yeah, that will help you out as well with your leveling, especially if you notice there's a world boss next to you that you could be doing. So check that out. So another thing you should be focusing on is killing everything in your path, and that includes especially the yellow mobs. So like moose, stag, doe, moas, hermit crabs, anything that's yellow in general will give you actually a bit more XP than the red creatures. So I'll give you just an example right now so you have an idea of how much XP they give you. So this red mosquito, right? This gives me 442 plus 300 something, right? How much does this stag give me? A 1000 XP bonus. So you see right there where just that bonus XP will give me more XP than that mosquito creature gave me in total. So you see how that will increase the amount of leveling you're going to be doing. You're going to be leveling up much faster than you usually are, right? So keep an eye out for that. Whenever you see a yellow creature, definitely kill it, because they're worth a lot of XP. Another thing I want to talk about is XP boosts, consumables, so enhancements and nourishments. Those are really nice as well because they'll basically give you a bonus. So you have two types of nourishments and, well, two types of consumables. You got your nourishments, so they have the apple sign, kind of like food, and then you got potions, which give you enhancement. So if you notice, this potion right here, and most of them do, gives you plus 10% experience from kills. And using a nourishment, in this case this gives me 15% experience from kills, but some of them only give you 10%. That'll depend on the nourishment itself. But yeah, basically the idea is you can have one of these active at one time, so you can stack both of them right there, giving you a total in this case of 25% experience gain from kills, on top of any XP boost you might be using, on top of the bonuses you're getting from killing yellow creatures. And doing a test right now, that'll give me 1,200 bonus, 250 almost bonus there. So you see a lot more XP gained from that than from the previous creature. These are actually quite cheap to get as well. If you go to the trading post, you can go to food effects and you can buy, check the price as well, make the cheapest one. You can buy a bowl of coleslaw, which is really good because it gives you an extra 36% to gain swiftness on kill, and on top of that it gives you plus 2% damage while moving. But what's more important here is that plus 10% experience from kills. So you'll notice all these will give me plus 10% experience from kills. So, and they're really cheap, like 2 copper is nothing. You can just buy 50 of these or 100 of these and you're good to go. You're gonna get a lot of more XP from everything you're doing, and definitely use this. The same with the utility effects. So right here you can see potions at 3 copper. So with 5 copper you get a bonus 20% experience from kills. Now that's a lot. So you don't even need to bother with crafting them yourself. You just go to the Black Lion Trading Company, buy them off straight away for really cheap, and you get a 20% at least bonus in your experience. So that's a really good way to get more experience as well as you're trying to level up as fast as you can. Now, although Guild Wars' system makes it so that every level you're leveling up takes about the same amount of time, it still takes a bit longer to level up higher levels. So if you're trying to level up from, say, 70 to 80, that's going to take a bit longer than from 30 to 40 or something of the sort, right? Not too much like in other games like World of Warcraft and so on, but that's still a considerable amount of difference in terms of leveling up speed. So something to keep in mind is Tomes of Knowledge, right? Tomes of Knowledge are these items that they look like books, right? And basically they level you up a whole one level up to level 80. So if you're already level 80, don't use them on other characters that you have leveling up, right? But what I usually do when I'm leveling up with a new character is I save all these Tomes of Knowledge, even if I'm picking them up along the way, and save them for later use, so that I'm leveling up a full level that takes more XP to level up than a lower level, if you know what I mean. So if you say you accumulate 20 Tomes of Knowledge total, use them only when you reach level 60, because they'll make you level up those harder levels a lot faster. So that's a little tip for you. So whether you get them through PvP or through doing just general login every day, definitely keep that in mind, because they're more worth your time if you use them later on in the levels. Another thing is, don't forget that map completion actually gives you extra rewards. Now, this is a bit of a debatable one, because obviously it depends on how long you're taking to do this map completion, so it might not be worth your time. Nevertheless, if you complete an entire region, like, say, I have completed 100% map completion of Metrica, I have 100% of this one. So if you fully complete one region, you're going to get an extra boost, as well as getting an extra XP from doing, you know, all the specific viewpoints, all the specific points of interest, so on and so forth. So not only do they give you XP, but by completing it, they give you some extra rewards and some extra XP for completing the entire region. Now, if you're stuck doing one viewpoint for an hour or something, that's not going to be worth your time. But if you notice that you can complete it quickly, or you already know the area, then by all means complete that region, get that extra boost, that extra XP, and you're good to go. That will also help you out. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is, if you already have the expansion and you got a level 80 boost for one of your characters, or you got a character of yours that's level 80 or something of the sort, I do suggest doing the first chapter of Path of Fire so you can unlock your Raptor mount, and then just going back to your character and leveling up Interior with your Raptor mount. This will make traversing through maps a lot faster. You can clear distances a lot better. You can just go much faster from one place to the other. Maybe even complete all the waypoints first, and only after do you go and do the XP. But overall, it'll make your life a lot easier if you do have a mount. So keep that in mind if you have the option. Definitely go for it. And what I'm suggesting is just getting the Raptor mount. Obviously you can get more, but the reason I'm suggesting just a Raptor mount is because it's so easy to get that it doesn't really spoil much story for you, and you just have to do, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of that mission, and then you suddenly have this speed boost that will just affect you throughout all your experience in Tyria. On the other hand, if you start from the beginning, you're gonna probably enjoy it more once you do actually unlock that speed boost, because you've been walking about for a long time. That's how I did it, and that's how a lot of people did it, and we now really appreciate coming back to Tyria with these mounts, and it refreshes our experience of Tyria. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So finally, all that said, I think it's really good to keep in mind that this game is meant to just be played, so rushing through the levels is probably not the best thing to do. Obviously being efficient at leveling up is not going to hurt you, but just play through, enjoy yourself, have fun, because that's what the game is for, right? You're here to enjoy yourself, explore the terrain, the cities, the lore. So yeah, feel free to do that and enjoy yourself. Don't try to rush things, because there's no point. I guess once you do reach level 80, you're gonna still need to complete all the map and do all the things if you want to do legendary crafting, all that. So just enjoy yourself, play through, have fun, ask people for help as well. This community is really good, and yeah, I hope this video is useful to you. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts, whether it was useful or not, if you enjoyed it, what sort of content you'd like to see in the future of this channel as well. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it helps us grow, and especially as a new channel, I like to get your feedback on what you think so that I can improve and make it better. And yeah, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Thanks very much for watching.